I'm Nick Kessler, and I teach shop.
And I'm Brian Fulmer, Nick's buddy and fellow teacher.
When summer comes, we drop the lesson plans and absorb what the open road has to offer.
We hit the highways and byways and drop in on some unexpectedly fantastic places to visit for great getaways.
And we do it in style, riding in my 1968 drop-top caddy.
Our assignment is to give you an inside look on the places we go and the people we meet.
No classroom rules here.
That's right, this is Road Trip Masters.
This week, we're climbing in the caddy and riding her down to good old Williamsburg, Virginia.
Founded in 1607, it's located on the Virginia Peninsula, nestled between the York and James Rivers.
But before we get on the open road, we gotta take her down to my good buddy's garage, Bruce Klein, where we check the oil, rotate her Cooper tires, and then we're Williamsburg bound.
Bruce, how's the caddy?
Oh, it's good, Nick. We changed the oil today and greased it.
More importantly, how are them Cooper tires?
Oh, the Cooper tires are great. I went over to White Walls today and checked the tire pressures. You're good to go, Nick.
Now, often when people think of Williamsburg, they think of colonial Williamsburg, where the 18th century comes to life before their very eyes.
Yeah, or they'll think of Busch Gardens, which has been voted the world's most beautiful theme park by the National Amusement Park Historical Association every year since 1990.
And those places are great, but we're blazing our own trail.
Brian, you know Williamsburg history dates back to 1607?
You think I don't know that? That's why I got us these tricorn hats.
Hey,
I'm telling you, we're gonna fit right in.
they have anything else there?
Yeah, a couple crimson jackets they were out of stock of, but they promised me the red coats are coming.
One by land.
Tooth by sea.
Let's roll on to our destiny.
Our accommodations for this road trip? The Kingsmill Resort, the only AAA 4-diamond condominium resort in historic Williamsburg, where we received first-class treatment. And then I had to turn the caddy keys over. Jake, she's all yours now.
Yeah, wow.
What do you think?
Beautiful. Look at that view.
Gorgeous. James River.
Welcome to Kingsmill.
How you doing?
How are you guys doing?
Well, we're doing excellent. Brian?
We're ready to check in.
Good. Well, I don't mean to be your advisor, but lose the tricorn hat.
Oh, ho.
Tri-visor.
All right.
All right, here you go. Now, what's with this color?
I love it. Fits perfect.
Much better.
Like a robin's egg blue, I would say.
John is the COO at Kingsmill.
We have all different types of room types, from very basic rooms where you can have a king bed or a double bed. You can bring your family here. We have accommodations to stretch to 1-bedroom suites, 2-bedroom suites, up to 4-bedroom suites. We can accommodate whatever your desire is. But I think what really makes the resort extraordinary is the river that you see behind us. You know, the connectivity to the James River is beyond belief. This is one of the rare places where the sun rises and sets on the river, which is absolutely incredible. You know, it's not a rare occurrence to wake up and walk out of your cottage in the morning or look out your window and see a family of deer or many other species of wildlife.
And if you want to play great golf on the Atlantic seaboard, this place has it. The Plantation course is designed by Arnold Palmer, and the renowned golf designer Pete Dye designed the river course.
There's one that we are particularly proud of, and that's the 17th hole of the river golf course. We call it the most historic 177 yards in golf.
Now, why is that?
Well, the original settlers, Captain Smith, actually landed on this property prior to going to Jamestown in 1607. It's something that's not widely known, but we're very proud of.
Sometimes, the good people at Kingsmill will even take in a wandering water nomad. This guy, Steve, he set out to kayak the entire James River in 3 weeks, and he's 2.5 weeks into the voyage.
Perfectly situated, and so I called up and said, hey, can I pitch a tent on your beach? And of course, you said no, but you could stay and have a hot shower, and so of course I'm happy to be here. That's I can act like a civilized person.
Good for Steve, and good for us too. John, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Looking forward to our stay here.
Yes,
absolutely beautiful, and you do a fine job here. Thank you so much. Brian, what do you think of Kingsmill?
It's fantastic. But I'm about to check out one of Greater Williamsburg's favorite dining spots.
Hey, before you do, you gotta lose the hat.
No problem. I already have it covered.
Hound's tail.
Woof woof, my friend. Steve Sow is executive chef at the Hound's Tail, where their menu theme is street fare from around the world.
Hey, Chef Stevie, how you doing?
I'm well, Brian. Nice to see you.
Thanks for having us.
Nice hat.
Ah, tell you what, good fit.
Today we're cooking our skirt steak, right? This is one of our best-selling dishes. So we just season it with salt and pepper, both sides. And because there's so much fat in this item, we just put a little bit of olive oil on it, right? Because otherwise we'll get some flare up on the grill.
Next, he preps up some Brussels sprout hash.
Oyster mushrooms, medium mushrooms, and shiitake mushrooms. We roast them off in a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and salt and pepper, and then we're gonna do a little bit better here and add them to the pan.
Great.
So we start with the potatoes. We add our Brussels sprouts, because we want color on them. And then we give it a toss. We season them, salt and pepper. And then last, we add the mushrooms. And we're gonna let this sit for a second so we can get some color on the bottom. It's gonna get a little crispy, like a hash, right? All right, Brian, steak is ready. We're gonna head back over to the cutting board.
Great.
The romesco sauce is an Italian puree of tomatoes and onions, and it always has bread in there, and it has a lot of basil in there, and I add sherry vinegar to mine. I add a little bit of puree to the bottom, and then we add the steak setup to the dish.
Then, Chef Steven finishes it with a layer chimichurri.
Fan it out on top of the setup, and then we have our chimichurri. That's parsley, oregano, thyme, bay leaf, and garlic and shallots, lemon juice, and extra virgin olive oil. And this is our grilled skirt steak.
Oh man, does that look great. Tell you what, I'm gonna meet you in the dining room.
I'll meet you there.
Wow, Stevie, how'd you get here so fast?
I know my way around here pretty well by now.
Who do we have here?
My wife, Monique.
Steve and Monique met in culinary school, and beyond sharing the kitchen at the Hound's Tail, they also share a daughter with a newborn due at any moment.
We kind of split shift our work hours. I do the morning and he does the afternoon.
I open the restaurant at night, and then she goes home and picks up the child and puts him to bed and bathes him and does all the hard part. So I got it good.
You sure do, Steve. It appears that you and the team at Hound's Tail are indeed taking a bite out of the Williamsburg culinary scene. But what about the name?
Okay, the Hound. So Don and Jerry the owners have a humongous Great Dane. His name is Harley, and he is definitely the mascot of the restaurant, and you can see his picture everywhere, including on the sign up front.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming.
And congratulations to both of you.
Thank you very much.
After this pit stop,
Road Trip Masters goes back to where U.S. history began in historic Jamestown.
then later we feed our need for mead.
All that and more to come.
You're sitting shotgun with Road Trip Masters.
Welcome back to RTM on our Greater Williamsburg road trip.
Well, we're gonna ditch the tricorns, and we're gonna check out an archaeological site here at historic Jamestown.
Archaeological? I could dig that, buddy.
All right, well, here you go.
All right.
After you. For 2 decades, the Jamestown Rediscovery Archaeological Project has brought to vivid life the stories of early James Fort. Mariana and Dave are the senior staffers on site.
Do you, Nick, wish to learn about the birthplace of American history?
I do.
And do you, Brian, want to learn about the importance of Jamestown in America's past?
I do.
Well, let's do it, guys. All right, here we are in the chancel of the 1608 church. And right here in front of us, John Rolfe and Pocahontas in 1614 got married. Right in front of this chancel rail.
Right here?
Right here. This is the Ellis Island of English North America, and the people coming through here, it's pretty important to them.
And they always see a lot of visitors who want to walk in the footsteps of the colonists of the past.
For those of you that think that America is younger than Europe, you're not considering Native American ancestry.
Places like Spain, Russia, other places, they're much older, right? They go back much deeper in terms of European settlement, okay? Virginia Indians, we go back 15,000 years.
Mariana takes us back to the very beginning of U.S. history.
We are standing inside a memorial building that was built over the ruins of 3 historic churches at Jamestown. So these are the ones that stood here from 1617 until the 1750s. Okay, the earliest church that was built here was a wooden structure, and we have documents that tell us the important events that took place. The main one that took place in here was the meeting of the first government in this country, the General Assembly. So we had 22 burgesses who were all representing their little part up and down the James River near Jamestown, and they came here to this church on July 30th, 1619.
Back then, believer or non-believer, everyone went to church.
Anyone who was at Jamestown would have met and convened in this building, at least for worship services. But also, government and church and state are not split at the time, so your government is meeting in this building as well. It's the most convenient space at the time.
And church wasn't only for the living, because if you were wealthy enough,
a lot of the high-status individuals would pay a lot of money to be buried inside the church. It was very sacred ground, and you wanted to be as close as you could be to the altar in a lot of cases, so a lot of the chancel here behind us to the east is full of graves.
Just a few feet from where the church stands, Mariana and team are unmasking a cellar kitchen from the early 1600s.
They would stick in little kindling and so forth, fire it up. The interior of that oven space would absorb the heat, and then after that burned down to ash, you'd scrape it onto the floor. And that's what I'm standing on, is every time someone used these ovens, they were scraping the kindling that had burned down onto the floor. So you can see the burning up here at the top of this, and then this brick kind of facade in the front of the oven.
So how do you tell the difference in time periods once the relics are discovered?
A lot of it's pottery, which changes over time, just like automobiles change today. Everybody can tell the difference in 50 years of time in your automobiles. The same thing happens back then. Pottery forms change, and so a lot of what our curators are good at is looking at a piece of ceramic and saying, this is the type of jug it came from, or the type of bowl, and that was used between this period and this period. Sometimes you're lucky enough and you get a coin, and so after this date is when this was filled in.
Our boy Dave does us a solid.
So it's one thing to talk about the artifacts and all that, but why don't we go see some of the things we find, because that is what the past is really about, seeing the actual things that the colonists owned and worked with over time.
Now entering the vault.
These artifacts that are in front of you are out of John Smith's well, which was dug in 1608 and 9 and backfilled in 10. We can listen to this thing. You hear that noise?
I do.
That's the sound that Pocahontas heard when she was in the fort, because this went up and down, drawing water out. That's the thing that archaeology affords you. You actually can listen to the past. This is the original Bermudian top shell, and it was brought over here as food or as a collector item. And here's a 3D printed version that you can actually hold.
That's exactly it.
Yep, that one's over 400 years old, and that one is
4 months.
4 months, yeah.
Modern technology.
Love it.
Coming up next on Road Trip Masters, we'll try not to speed
as we discover Honey Mead.
So just sit back, you'll see us kayak
when Road Trip Masters returns.
Welcome back to RTM. We're road tripping in Williamsburg, Virginia, and we're about to go full speed and taste some mead at the Silver Hand Meadery.
Yes, indeedery.
Glenn, how you doing, buddy?
Good, welcome.
Hey,
how are you?
Glad to be here.
Yes, absolutely.
You guys look great, except for these hats.
Well, what about?
What's going on with the hats? So we've got some better hats for you.
All right.
Hey, how about this? So we've got our fancy dancy meadery trucker hat for you.
Hey, I'll be glad.
There we go. You need something to hold that hair in anyway.
You know what? You're right. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to run it right through. Classic
there you go.
style.
Nice.
Good suggestion. All right, there we go.
Glenn founded the Silver Hand Meadery.
So I got into beekeeping. I was also reading these old historical fiction novels where the Celtic warriors and Vikings come back from battle drinking their mead. I was like, hey, that's the same thing. So the natural intersection between historical fiction and beekeeping is mead. A traditional mead is just honey, water, and yeast. And so we're gonna blend the water with the honey, and that's gonna get us to the right sugar concentration, more akin to like a grape juice. And then at that point, we'll add yeast to it, and the yeast will go to work. So over the course of weeks and months, we'll end up with this ancient fermented beverage known as mead or honey wine.
And of course, different types of honey make different tasting mead.
So, you put a beehive in an orange grove, you're going to get orange blossom honey. You put a beehive in an avocado grove, you're going to get avocado blossom honey. Very different honeys. One's dark and tastes like molasses. The other one's kind of fruity like grapes and raisins. So that gives you two very different meads.
The Silver Hand is taking the lead to get the word out on mead.
You could say they're sowing the mead seed.
Because most people don't know what mead is, we're actually introducing people to honey as well, all these different varietals of honey. So we do honey tastings, and we follow that up with a mead tasting. We ask our guests to smell them. We take time trying to figure out, like you would with wine, what are you smelling in that honey? And then we taste it, and we talk about what you're smelling, what you're tasting.
Those aromas weren't very easy for me. I think I may need to address a possible injury of mine.
Could be, who knows?
Whose nose? My nose.
There he goes. Wow, this one has the aroma. Holy Louie. You can smell the aroma on this one, Glenn. A lot of time on that. And the rosemary. Bravo, my friend.
Here's the problem. I think my nose is broken.
Glenn, Brian's nose is broke. Obviously, he doesn't smell anything.
I'm starting to get worried here.
Gotta take it to the doctor.
I keep thinking, why can't I smell this stuff?
Well, at least the other tasters could appreciate every aspect of the honey and mead tasting experience.
I like the blueberry one. Just the taste of it, it was smooth and enough that I'll buy a bottle.
I like the mesquite. It's a taste I never had before.
Yeah, we've been honey connoisseurs for a little while now, so to know that they make an alcoholic beverage out of it, like, yeah. That's awesome.
I didn't say I didn't like it, I just said I couldn't smell it. Believe me, Glenn knows how much I like it.
We've got one in this tank here. It's called Strawberry Swing. It has a lot of like butterscotch flavor to it. So you get a little bit of that coming through, but lots of strawberry. Well done. You didn't waste time.
It's only a 22-minute show. We don't have a lot of time.
Glenn, you're our newest best friend.
I can honestly say it was great meeting you.
Well done. Well done. He finished strong.
When Road Trip Masters returns,
we navigate the same waters as Captain John Smith.
And we take one last swing at Kingsmill.
Stay seated. There's more Road Trip Masters ahead.
Welcome back to Road Trip Masters. We're in the greater Williamsburg area at the Jamestown Marina. Brian, what are we doing here?
Well, today we're actually going to take some of the roads that Captain John Smith once traveled himself.
No problem. Got Caddy ready? Let's go.
No, Nick, not those type of roads. I'm talking water roads.
John is Director of Parks and Recreation in James City County. He hooks us up with a couple of kayaks, and within minutes, the three of us are navigating through storied waters.
John, we're on historic waterways, aren't we?
Yes, we are. This is the Powhatan Creek, leads into the James River. Also has, James River has the Chickahominy River, and we have the York River on the other side of the greater Williamsburg area. And all of those rivers were waterways that Captain John Smith traveled in the early 1600s.
You know, what I really love is the fact that you can walk, or in this case, paddle what our ancestors have done. Absolutely. You know, paddle through history, basically, in essence, is what we're doing.
Along our route, we noticed our nation's favorite feathered friend.
We're the largest habitat of bald eagles in Virginia, are in this peninsula area. And it's not uncommon to see 4 or 5 bald eagles when you're out on a day paddle up the Chickahominy or Powhatan Creek, and even the James River. They're beautiful.
And the cranes?
Cranes, we got the blue herring here, got abundant fishing.
With more than 30 years of parks and recreation experience, John understands the typical tourist mindset.
I think a lot of people don't know this exists. They think of colonial Williamsburg and not the ecotourism part of it.
But being amidst so much natural beauty, that's changing.
And it's an outdoor mecca. We're starting to be known as a destination for outdoor recreation and not just historical.
Well, Captain John, I think we're ready to paddle back to the dock.
Absolutely. Let's turn and head to shore.
All right, let's roll.
Let's roll.
Well, or in this case, let's paddle.
Let's paddle. That's right.
So the list is complete as we roll out of town and say so long to Williamsburg.
Not quite, Nick. Remember?
There's one that we are particularly proud of, and that's the 17th hole of the River Golf Course. We call it the most historic 177 yards in golf.
Embarrassed on the tee off, there's no doubt. Embarrassed on my second shot.
Oh, come on. Oh, no!
Brian, I'd really like another crack at that hole.
Did you say crack or hack?
I guess at that point, you would have to say it was a hack.
Good game. Tied. Yep, I would say so.
So now it's time to break down the caddy triptych. Overall, we traveled 825 miles, used 69 gallons in fuel, and spent $171.81. Another successful road trip in the books.
Oh, I'm sad to say it's time to go.
Until next time, I'm Nick Kessler.
And I'm Brian Fulmer. Stay curious, my friends.
Safe travels.